What's going on, guys? It's Carl here. So I made day 2 of the YCS at Columbus. I finished X5, unfortunately. Snuck in to day 2, and then just kept moving up. I finished 124 out of over 1,500 players, so I was pretty happy with that. But I saw myself making some small misplays, which probably caused me to not do as well as I wanted to, but I wanted to bring this deck profile and explain some of my choices. This is the prize card I got. So before, I guess I'll shout out to Dan, the guy who let me stay with him for the Columbus YCS. Some of my friends, Steve, Julius, Alex, Zach, other Zach, a bunch of people who just were great to me and stuff, and it was a good tournament overall. So I got asked an interesting question from my brother. He was asking me about about like just how the deck performed, because Elfnote branded people say can't play when they go second, but I mean it works. That's why I came with the list I did, was because I didn't want to just lose when I lost dice roll. I only won 3 die rolls the entire weekend, so I feel like my list was pretty good because of that. So yeah, I'll hop into the list and explain as I was going. So for the non-gen, I was playing 3 Harmonia, 3 Fulos, 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 3 Infinite Impermanence. I almost want to cut Imperm. It was like, wasn't great, but it also was at the same time. Like, game 1, Imperm was fine, but then post-side, I usually am always siding Imperms out, which I just thought was weird, so I wasn't sure why I was playing it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll probably end up making a change with that. And then 2 Bell, 2 Droll. The 2 Droll in the main felt great. It was weird because it also felt weird main Droll at the same time. But my theory was just like, I wanted more ways to push and stuff. With me wanting more ways to like push, it was just like Droll just made people end on not as good boards as they probably could have, which is just what I came up with. I liked it. I played against quite a few Mitsu, so that's why I was pretty happy with it. And then the branded package, it's still pretty standard. 2 White Boy, 1 Incredible Ecclesia, 1 Fallen of Albaz, 2 FNV. That's pretty standard. That was not the difference in my list. My list was almost standard, but not quite. I'll explain as I keep going. The branded cards honestly overperformed the whole weekend. 1 new games I definitely should not have won as well. The Power Patron package, 2 Medius, 1 Ginaldo. I'm only playing 2 Portals. A lot of people are playing 3. My theory for only playing 2 Portal was Elfnote already is going to struggle going second. So I want to try to kill my opponent. And Portal, you can only attack with Power Patron, so I'm just like, that's not great. And if I don't have to push with Portal, I won't, because of the fact that I want to kill. And then the 1 Vigim as well. This was pretty standard besides this, but I wouldn't change this because my starter count was fine. I only bricked a few times, and it was just because, yeah, it was just weird. For the Elfnote names, it was 3 Regina, 3 Sania, 3 Lucina, 1 Fortuna, 2 Power Patron, 1 Spell, 1 Trap. That's a pretty standard ratio. Doesn't really change. A lot of people still weren't sure what the Elfnote cards do, which I was kind of surprised about. But, yeah, the Elfnote... So, Regina's kind of bait, to be honest. You're never using Regina on turn 0 right now. Almost ever. I only did it 2 games, and it was because I was playing against Striker, and he was just setting 5 anyway. I was just trying to bounce something back to his hand and end phase, because it's just during your opponent's turn you can bounce. So I was just like, why not try to get the value now? Other than that, I almost never did it, though. It's kind of bait. Side deck, third copy of Ghost Bell. This card came in and out. It came in against like my Fairy Tale opponent. It came in against my Branded opponent. It came against my Cool Tune opponent. 2 Ogre. This went in against Doomsy and Cool Tune. I think that was the only matches that I really sided it in. 2 Bestials just for the Branded matchup. The Branded matchup is Elfnote's hardest matchup. So I try to just use the Bestials so I can keep them off of certain graveyard effects that I don't want to deal with. And then the MVP for me all weekend were the Cypherint package of 3 Delta, 1 Gamma, 1 Driver. These overperformed for me so much. I was signing these in. I was signing all 5 of these in anytime I was going second. And anytime I saw them, I was winning. These were just crazy for me. Going first cards, Judgment, Warning, Talent, Call By. Well, these were the 4 going first cards I always put in. Sometimes I put Talent in going first if I was playing against a deck that I knew played a lot of non-engine. Or sometimes when I went second, I would play this when I knew they would interact with me, just so I had another push. It was just interesting. And then for my extra deck, I played for the Fusion package, 1 Dogma, 1 Sprint, Rimbrum, Albion, Mirror Jade. That was my Branded package. Surprisingly, I kind of wish I played a second Albion instead of Rimbrum. But I don't know. I was making Dogma more than anything. I made Sprint once or twice. Never went into this, never needed to. Never went into this. Went into this once. All weekend. So it's like, I definitely want to make a change, but the only change I would make is just the Rimbrum to a second Albion. Maybe. Milan, Dragster, Black Rose, Seraphim. I'm not cutting Black Rose, but I didn't make it that much, surprisingly. I never really needed to. It was like my hands were pretty good overall, so where I didn't feel like I needed to blow up the board, and I just feel like I could push with my engine, and yeah. 1 Ecclesia, 1 Omega, 1 Crystal Wayne. Those are the only Synchro 8s I played. I didn't play the Chaos Archfiend card. I almost wanted to, but I never did. But I don't really regret doing it, so I don't know. Chaos Angel, Fabled Leviathan, Despy, and Luluelith. Luluelith is only there to send off Harmonia. I sent this anytime I played against Cool Tune, and then I sent this more than Milan. Fabled, I wouldn't cut. I still like playing him because he also just threatens Fiendsmith combo to where you have to answer him. And the only game I actually hard made him was against a Mitsu opponent, but it was just the Fabled applied enough pressure because I could just non-target take whatever. So me knowing he has prayer set when I made this just means that I can just take whatever. And then Chaos Angel. The Chaos Angel was crazy all weekend. I made it against a Mitsu opponent. I made it against Cool Tune. I made it against a lot of decks. It was a really good card. It overperformed. This YCS felt weird. There was a lot of variance, and I felt it during the whole event. It was just a weird event overall, but I did enjoy it. It was just, I don't know how to explain it. It felt like the only deck you should have been playing was Cool Tune. There was like a bunch of Branded, a bunch of Doomsy. Shit, I was playing Elfnote. But it was just like, I like this deck, and I just wanted to try it. I feel like the deck wasn't as bad as everyone was making it seem out to be. So yeah. Also, shout out to the Team Slapface. I have the beautiful mat right here. Go check out our YouTube page. It's the same as you see on the Field Center. Overall, it was just, I don't know how to word it. This event, like, I was happy with how I did, but then I was also mad at the same time because of some small misplays that legitimately cost me a match. Day one against Malice, it was just rough. It was just with the variance and everything, just wasn't overall too terribly happy, but I also was at the same time. It was just weird. But overall, I don't really think I would have changed what deck I played. I loved playing this deck. This deck felt good, which was surprising because when I was testing it, it did not feel good. But then it's like just playing throughout the deck, and like a lot of people were on breakers, and this deck just can handle breakers a lot of the time because I have a lot of engine to back up my multi-interaction board, which was just the tipping point. And then, like, just the follow-up I got was enough to just kill you on the crackback if need be. So, yeah, I mean, this deck, this deck does a lot better if you win the dice roll. But I wasn't winning the dice roll. Maybe if I won the dice rolls, I would have had a better record, but I can't even say that because the deck just outperformed very well. But if you have any questions, just leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day.